Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all safe and healthy. So today I'm back at the one-of-one showroom to take a look at the brand new 2022 Mercedes C-Class. In this video I'll let you know everything about the car that you need to know, and in the end I'll also tell you what are my thoughts regarding the C-Class and if it is a good buy for you or not. So do stay tuned till the end. And I wanted to give a big thanks to one-of-one for allowing me to come here and make the video with the C-Class. So to show my appreciation, I want you guys, the viewers, to go ahead and follow them on their Instagram. The link will be in the description below, just to show my appreciation. And in their latest post, do let them know that you are there after watching my videos, so that in the future they'll give me access to more cars to make videos with for you guys. So do go ahead and follow them on Instagram. And if you're new to the channel, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on your notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload later videos. And now let's take a look at the C-Class. Alright guys, so here it is, the brand new C-Class, new for the 22 model year. And as you can see, Mercedes have totally redesigned the new C-Class from the inside and outside, and now it looks like a baby S-Class, which I think is pretty nice, because along with the S-Class, the CLS and the new SL Roadster, I think the C-Class is among the best looking Mercedes vehicles right now on the market. And I personally like the look of the new C-Class a lot more than the 3 Series and the Audi A4, which are the main key competitors for the Mercedes C-Class. So let's talk about the trims we get here in Saudi Arabia. And we have two trims in particular, the C200 and the C300, and each of those two trims have their own particular sub trims. So they have the base, premium and premium plus. This model over here is the premium model. All these models have minor changes among them. That means they have extra standard equipment and stuff. Like the premium model over here does not have the 360-degree parking cameras, and also it does not have built-in navigation, which you get as standard in the premium plus. So just a couple of slight differences. Depends if you want to pay more for the premium plus, or you can add them back as an optional extra on the premium as well. Then let's talk about the price. So the price of this particular C-Class, since it is a pretty nicely optioned one, is 365,000 riyals. I'll convert it into dollars for you guys. And if you guys think the price is a bit high, it is, because in Saudi Arabia the cars are much pricier than their European and American counterparts, because you have import taxes and VAT and stuff. So now let's talk about the design. And right at the front you can see the new grille that Mercedes have introduced with the C-Class, and this is something I really like, and I think Mercedes should have done this a long time ago, because you can see the small Mercedes logos or badges in the grille, which look really nice and classy. And you have your large 3-pointed star in the middle. Then up top you can see you have your sensor, which would have a camera if this car had the full 360-degree parking assist. So that is the new grille. Then you also have the new LED headlight design. These particular ones are the LED high performance ones. You have one projector and this beam over here. Then you do have the option of getting the multi-beam LEDs as well, which look like this. Then all the C-Class in Saudi Arabia come equipped as standard with the AMG line package. So you have a bit more aggressive front bumper, which you can see over here. We don't have the standard sport line, but I'll put up a picture of how that one looks. But I think you should just go for the AMG line model, because it does look a lot sportier on the C-Class, and it does lift up the design a lot more, which is obviously an advantage or plus point. Then in the middle you can see we have some openings to the radiators. Then down below you can see we do have some chrome over here, and down the side, I hope I can just show it to you clearly. Down at the side you do have the air curtains, which help to smooth the airflow down the side and obviously improve the aerodynamic efficiency. And these chrome trim that I showed you right at the bottom can be blacked out if you opt for the night package. This car does not have that. Then the hood also does look good. You can see the creases on the hood. You can understand it better on that color. You have those two creases on the hood, which look really nice and muscular. It doesn't show up on the black car, but you can just about see it. So that was the front. Let's take a look at the side. I do not have a lot of space over here, so I'll just try to show you the best as I can. So this is sort of how it looks from the side, but I'll just show it to you from this side as well. This other car that I have over here. So you can see the shape of this particular C-Class is very closely matched to the new S-Class. So that is why many people call it the baby S-Class as well. On the side you do have a small side skirt, and you can see the chrome trim around the window line, which will be blacked out if you go for the night package. package. Then you have a nice chunky foldable side mirror, which if you unlock the car, here's the key by the way, which is also similar to the S-Class and pretty heavy as well. You have your lock function. This is your unlock, and this is to open your tailgate obviously. And you do have foldable mirrors, as you can see, with your indicators integrated in them. And you can see when I unlock the car, you have the Mercedes logo projected right at the bottom. And down below you don't have any cameras because this one does not have the 360-degree camera assist. But if you go for the Premium Plus, you'll get the 360-degree camera view. So now let's talk about the wheels. So as standard, in Saudi Arabia we get 18-inch rims. These ones are the upgraded 19s. We don't have a 20. The C-Class does not get a 20-inch option, and I think that's a good thing because these 19-inch does feel the wheel arch pretty nicely, and I think the 20 inches might affect the ride quality as well. These particular rims are the AMG rims, and they have black inserts inside as well. The tires are a 225 section tire with a 40 series sidewall and obviously the 19-inch rim, and I think they look pretty nice. And you can also see just at the back you do have ventilated disc brakes. Then at the back, since I don't have space, I'll just show you that one because it's the same size and the same wheel as well. So the AMG rims with the black inserts, and the rear tire is obviously wider than the front. So this is a 255 section tire with a 35 series sidewall and again the 19-inch rim. Now moving at the back, you can see you have some more S-Class references, but I think the new tail lights look a lot like the new E-Class tail lights. So you have some mix and match going on, which I think still does look good on the C-Class as well. You can just see the elements inside the tail lights right over here, and I'll just show you a clip of how they look when they're lit up. Then you do have some badges, C200, your Mercedes badge, and the 1-of-1 badge because they are the dealers over here. And I think the camera is hidden somewhere. It will pop out when you put the car in reverse. Then down below you do have a nice rear bumper design, and this one has some chrome trim around it. With the night package you can black it out, no problem. And since this is the AMG line package, you do have a sort of diffuser style design. It's an aesthetic diffuser, not a real performance one. And then something that I do not like, so Mercedes have put fake exhaust again. You can just see my hand doesn't go full way, so you have a pretty large fake exhaust. I think Mercedes should just stop doing that. Then you do have some more fake vents down at the side as well. So that was all for the rear, and now let's take a look at the boot space for the new C-Class. And to open the boot, you can obviously use the key fob, or you have a button in the interior as well. And I believe you do have a button here as well. It's not an electrically operated boot. You do get that as an option. This particular model does not have that. So here you can see we do have a decent amount of space inside the boot, and in total it is 455 liters, which is 16 cubic feet. I think it's a pretty good size, but the competitors for the C-Class do have a lot more space. That is the A4 and the 3 Series have a lot more space. Then in terms of features and stuff, you do have some tethering points here, you do have some hooks here. If you want to fold down the rear seats, you can do that from here. So let's see if it happens. There we go, the seat is folded and you can put longer items through. This particular car has this spare tire inside the boot space, so that will obviously take some space inside. Then you do have some netting inside and your toolbox as well. I think you do have some underfloor storage, but I do not want to lift this up because the tire is kept on it. Something might happen, so I won't do that. But you do have some underfloor storage as well. So that was all in the boot space, and now let's take a look at the engine bay. Okay, so here's the engine bay of the new C-Class, and like I told you, we have only two versions, C200 and C300. This model is the C200, and in the C200 you have a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder turbo engine which produces 204 horsepower and 300 newton meters of torque, which is 221 pound-feet. And you also have an extra 48 volt motor called EQ Boost, which provides 20 horsepower more in situations where you suddenly accelerate, so you get a extra boost for better overtaking or faster overtaking. So all this is attached to a 9G Tronic transmission or a 9-speed automatic, and obviously this thing is rear wheel drive, and altogether this package moves the C-Class, which weighs around 1650 kilos, that's like 3640 pounds, from 0 to 100 in 7.3 seconds, which is impressive. And you also have a top speed of 246 kilometers per hour, which is 152 miles per hour. If you want more performance right now, I think there's only the C300 option for you. because there is no AMG model currently available. And from what I have heard, and I think what everybody have heard, that the new C63 will be a 4-cylinder model with a hybrid motor. So pretty disappointing, but I guess it's because of the restrictions that are happening nowadays. So that was the engine bay, and now let's take a look at the interior. Okay, so before moving on to the interior, I just wanted to show you the fuel economy of the C200. Since I told you this has the 1.5 liter engine, the fuel economy is excellent. It's 16.5 kilometers per liter, which is pretty nice. And I also told you it is rear wheel drive, so everything is mentioned here. And now let's move on to the interior. So the interior again is a lot like the new S-Class, and we'll explore all that in detail later on. But first, let's start with the door trim. And the materials that Mercedes have used are to be expected, really nice. This is all soft touch leather right over here. I think this is plastic or leather, I'm not sure, but it is really nice and soft. Then you do have red leathers right over here, which is nice and soft. I think this is soft injection molded plastic, not leather, because the texture is pretty different right over here. So this is nice and soft. You do have some sort of metallic trim right here on the armrest or the door handle, and you do have your window controls, your side mirror controls, everything is over here. And then the seat controls are here as well. So these are the capacitive touch buttons that you get on the new S-Class as well. So you can see it only works on your touch, they don't move physically. But as I move the seat forward over here, I just touch it lightly over here and the seat moves forward. Then you have your door handle here with your central locking. Then here you have your memory seating controls, and I think this is your seat heating or massaging, I'm not sure currently, but this does not have the seat ventilation system. And you can see the ambient lighting currently all around this, which looks really nice. And you do have some more ambient lighting all around. Obviously, personally, I like the ambient lighting on the S-Class more, but this is obviously the C-Class does not have ambient lighting to that level because cost cutting, and it is a smaller vehicle or a less expensive vehicle. That's why they put more effort in the ambient lighting on the S-Class. Then here we can see we have some, this looks like the Burmester sound system because of the logo, and you don't have the metal tweeters or metal speaker covers. Instead you have this plastic cover over here, but you do have the Burmester audio system. I think this is the standard one. You do have the option of getting a higher spec one as well. You do have a pretty small amount of door storage space, and you have your button to open your tailgate. Then over here you can see we have an illuminated Mercedes-Benz sill plate, and these are how the seats look, which are pretty nice. And I do like the dual tone red and black interior. These are the standard leather seats, by the way. I do think you can get a higher leather option as well. I'm not sure though, but I think you can. Then here down below you have your lumbar adjustment. Then here you have your light controls and electronic parking brake, and down below you can see the aluminum foot pedals, which look really nice and sporty. So that was all on the door trim. Now let's move on to the interior, and I'll show everything that you need to know over there. Okay, so we are here in the interior of the new C-Class, and let's turn on all the systems. So you have your start stop button right over here. So there we go, all the systems are on. So first things first, you can take a look at the design. Very similar to the new S-Class. You have your 11.9-inch infotainment display, your 12.3-inch digital driver's display. This particular model does not have the heads-up display, but you can get that as an option. But overall the design is inspired by the S-Class, but there are a few changes. Like instead of the rectangular vents on the S-Class, you have this airplane style squircle, you can say, a sort of squircle AC vents, because they are a mix of the circle and square. But you can see you have ambient light inside them, which is pretty nice. And I do like the clicking sound when they just when they click into the place. I do like that sound. And you can also see the ambient lighting right now, how it surrounds around the cabin. So it starts from here all the way, goes around over here as well, then it continues to the passenger side as well. So overall pretty nice ambient lighting system. Not as impressive as the S-Class, but good for the class that the C-Class is in. Then let's talk about the dashboard quality. So as expected from Mercedes, you do have some nice soft touch materials right up top over here. And I think this is leatherette or soft mold injection plastic, but it is obviously not leather. But it is nice and soft touch and feels high quality as well. The driver's display feels nice and solid as well, doesn't move around. Then you can see we have some aluminum trim right over here. It does have ambient lighting hidden right behind it, which is pretty nice. Then below the aluminum trim right over here, you can see we have this open pore wood design with these silver vertical inserts, which look really nice. And any open pore wood design is instantly my favorite, because I do not like those glossy plasticky looking ones. I do prefer the open pore designs, and I like to feel the wood on the fingertips, which is a nice feeling, I guess. Not everyone might agree with me, but this is my preference. Then let's move on over here to the steering wheel. So again, because this has the AMG line exterior package and interior package as well, so you get this sport steering wheel, and this is a flat bottom design. As you can see, it is electrically operated, by the way. You do have some nice paddle shifters at the back. Here are your windshield wiper controls, and this is your gear selector in Mercedes fashion. One thing though, this does feel a bit cheap, so some cost cutting there, but I think that is also shared in the new S-Class as well, because even in the S-Class I felt that this part was a bit cheap, but we can forgive them for that because they have designed the interior so nicely. But now let's take a look at the functions on the steering wheel itself. So you have a nice horn button which is circular in shape and looks nice. Then here you have your controls for your digital driver's display. Here are all your cruise control settings. This is to control this display, and here you have your voice assistant, volume and call functions. So let's take a look at the driver's display now. So currently it is showing your odometer, but you can swipe down and see your fuel efficiency. Then you have some more fuel efficiency stuff. Then this is your eco display, this is your consumption, and this is your attention assist. Then if you press home over here, you can go to different displays. You have sport display, which looks like this, and it also changes the theme over here. Then you have an understated display right over here, which looks like this. Again, the theme has changed over here. The understated display does look good with the purple backlighting, but I do prefer the classic displays. Then here you have your safety systems and service warnings and stuff, but we'll keep it in classic. Then let's come to the main 11.9-inch display. So this thing has the latest MBUX system, and I've covered this system in a lot of my reviews, including the S-Class, the GLE, the GLS, even in the GLA and the new CLS as well. So if you want to watch a more in-depth review of the MBUX, you can take a look at any of those videos in my playlist. I'll just link it up over here. But just to give you a brief overview, the system is nice and responsive. You have your wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well. You do have some vehicle settings which you can go across for your vehicle lights and stuff. You can change your ambient lighting, and obviously you can just change it to any color you want. I personally prefer blue, and you can see the blue instantly shows up in the cabin because it looks a lot better. You can improve the brightness as well, so overall pretty nice. And this one, like I told you, does not have any then here are some vehicle stuff or information which you can check from over here. And this particular one I do like. You can see how much you are pressing the accelerator. You can see I pressed it 100%. Then the brake as well, so how much pressure you're putting on the brake. So pretty nice. Then I told you that this particular model does not have any navigation inbuilt because it's an optional extra. Then here you have your climate control system, and then down below you have your dynamic control. So you have eco, then you have comfort, then you have sport, sport plus, and individual. Then you have your parking camera here. So here's your rear camera, and that's the only view you have because this does not have the 360-degree parking camera. So you don't have any blind spot cameras or the camera in the front. Just have a wide angle rear camera, but that's it. And you have your parking assistance as well, which you can check over here. So this is basically it finds you a parking spot and helps you to park in that space. Then down below this is your vehicle settings. So you have your manual shifting, parktronic, and basically all your other functions for your vehicle. Then here is your hazard, then your button to turn off the screen. Then here's your volume control and stuff. Then down below you can see we have this gloss black center console, which you can change the material of if you want. You can get something like a metal mesh design as well, but this one has this gloss black, which you'll have to clean a lot, but it does look good when it's nice and clean. Then you can open this compartment up, and you can see we have two cup holders right over here. And down inside we do have then inside you can see we have one USB-C port. You have a wireless charging port as well, and you have some storage space here to keep your key. Then you have a center armrest which is nice and soft, and you can open it this way. Then you have a couple of USB-Cs inside as well, and you do have a decent amount of space. Then here's your glove box, which is an okay size, and this one does not have the perfume integration in it, but you can get that as an option. Then let's come up top. So these are your light controls and your sunroof controls as well. And the way I like to control the sunroofs in these new Mercedes systems is by just doing this. So take a look. Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Open the sun blinds.
I'm opening the roller sun blind,
and you can see
sunroof.
All the sunroofs open up, which is a nice touch, and you can do that while driving as well, so you don't need to take your hands off the wheel. And here's your rear view mirror as well, which is a frameless design, something I do like a lot. Then here you do have your vanity mirrors as well with your sunshade, and you have a halogen light up top. So now let's talk about the space inside the C-Class. And basically I have an okay amount of headroom. Currently I'm wearing the cap, that's why it's touching the roof. It's a bit of a high cap, but I do have an okay amount of headroom. The visibility outside is pretty nice. I'll just try to show it to you from my point of view. So here's kind of my point of view. So you can see I have a good view all around, and at the back as well I do have a good view. So that is a pretty nice thing. And then these seats are pretty nice and comfortable as well. Even though they are a bit sporty design and do have some bolstering to them, they are pretty nice and comfortable, and I don't think I will have a problem in sitting in these seats for a long period of time. And I think that was all in the front. And now let's take a look at the back seats. Okay, so let's talk about the rear design now. So at the rear you can see we have the materials as similar to the ones in the front, so all soft touch everything on the top and over here as well. This one does not have rear seat heating, but you can get that as an option, or rear seat ventilation as well. You have your speaker right over there, and you do have an okay amount of door storage, and you have your window controls here as well. And you can just see how the ambient lighting looks on the door. And then these are the rear seats, and I just wanted to show you the isofix points. So if you have a child seat, you can just push this over here, and you can see it stays like that, so no need to remove the cap. And once you're done using the isofix points, you can just push over here. So now let's try to take a seat inside, and I'll show you the rear seat space. Okay, so I'm in the interior of the new C-Class, and if an average size adult sits in front of me, I can sit behind them, but I don't have a lot of knee room. You can see I have to sit by spreading my legs, so I cannot tuck my knees behind the seat itself. And if the driver's seat is in my driving position, I am 6'4" or 195 centimeters, I cannot sit behind myself. So tall people will have a problem in the C-Class, especially in the back seats, but not in the front seats. So that will be okay for the tall guys, people who are tall will not be able to fit in the back seats as well. But people who are tall will be having a bit of a squeeze in the back seats, because with the tall passengers will be fine in the front two seats, but they will have a bit of a squeeze in the back because the space is a bit less. And also the head, as you can see, my head just keeps hitting this roof line over here, because this part does have a bit of a slope, and also these two sunroofs up above does restrict the space a bit. But if you are an average size person, you won't have a problem in the new C-Class, and it is pretty good for that. So here you can see we have the air vents here as well. This one does have only a small storage space. This does not have the four zone climate control system. You can get that as an option. Then you do have some seat back pockets as well, which are an okay quality, and you can just store some of your stuff behind that. Then up top for the rear passengers, you do have this sunroof as well, and you do have an armrest as well. Let me just show that to you. So you can see this armrest does not have any cup holders over here. Because of that, you have a lot of arm space, but the cup holders are hidden. So this part just pops out. So, and here you can store your smartphone, but if you press it hard, the cup holders are hidden inside, but for some reason it's not opening by my hands. But you do have the cup holders hidden inside as well if they open up properly. I don't know why it's not opening for me, but you do have them. So guys, that was the video on the new C-Class. Hope you enjoyed it a lot. So what do I personally think about the new C-Class is that I think it is one of the best looking cars in its segment. It does look a lot better than the 3 Series and the Audi A4. The only place I think where the C-Class falls short is in the boot capacity. It is less than the BMW and Audi, and also maybe in the cabin space it has a bit of a restriction. If you're someone as tall as me, then you do have a slight restriction in the cabin, but otherwise it is a really nice vehicle. You have all high quality materials inside, and the interior looks a lot good. You have all the latest tech and safety systems as well. I can't give you my driving impressions, so I don't know how it drives as well, and obviously I couldn't drive the car because it's kept inside the showroom. But from what I have read and seen on YouTube as well, it is that everybody is giving high praise to the C-Class ride quality, so that is a plus point for you to consider. If you have a family of average size and you won't be carrying a lot of people around in your car, then I think the C-Class is a good choice for you. If you're someone as tall as me, I think you should just consider sitting in the front 2 seats and not in the rear seats. But other than that, I'm pretty impressed with the C-Class, and I highly recommend it if you do like it as well. So that was all I had to say. And if you enjoyed the video guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on a notification so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload later videos. Thanks for watching guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bye bye.